An overlooked photo further proves Meghan's fake pregnancy at an event in Morocco. Let's see what's in that photo that caused so much controversy. Join me to find out and go deeper into the story. And welcome to my channel. A photo of Meghan from an event in Morocco at the time she was 28 weeks pregnant has been circulating recently. The photo isn't worth mentioning if her pregnant belly looks strange in the dress she was hoping to wear to the Oscars instead of this trip to Morocco. In this photo, we see clearly how the moon bumps are attached to the body. Below the breasts hang in a flat line over the moon bump junction, and also form a messy ridge on the left side of the body. Because of the nature of the fabric, I remember in other photos of this event, there is a suspicious shape. It's not her pants line because it looks like a belt buckle or bag strap from behind. It could be the moon bump strap. It looks as though her undergarment is pulled up too high and has crushed her breasts. All look extremely odd. Perhaps if she wasn't wearing a sand-colored bedsheet or one with a pattern, these weird bulges would have been disguised. What are the chest flaps? They look like deflated pool floats. She has no modesty, style, self-respect, or respect for others. This woman is gross. What the heck? Wear appropriate undergarments. No one wants to see your junk. Gross. The skin on the face looks lumpy. The hands look covered with age spots. What exactly is the excuse for that belly being out of shape? Pregnancy doesn't look like that. Never in a normal healthy person with a healthy fetus in a sac of amniotic fluid in a healthy uterus. This photo is sickening to look at. Loops looked again. Is that another breast nipple or belly button outie midriff area near her left arm? Is fat roll growing a nose? Not body shaming, just noting this bulb is apparently between or part of straps. I'm sure it is an actual picture from the event, but someone stuck that photo into Photoshop and intensified the contrast. Look at the skin on the arm that has the purse. It has age spots that look like those of a 65-year-old Florida resident. Look, the upper side lump is there. Maybe you're onto something even if you just intended to be funny. Many parts do match. Nevertheless, the belly button looks like the molded ones at the MOONBUMPS shop. Ladies, never let belly buttons show through evening gowns or dresses. It's all very strange. This photo is from a Commonwealth event where she's supposedly 7 months pregnant. She's flat-chested and has a small bump. However, later in the day during the Commonwealth service with the royal family, her bump and breasts doubled in size. I'm on the fence about surrogacy, but it's undeniable something is amiss. In another photo from the first visit, she squats down unassisted, knees touching while wearing 4-inch heels. How is that possible to do when heavily pregnant? It's not just growing a person, it's where you grow the person. I know someone who barely had a baby bump at even 8 months pregnant and was very athletic. She could have squatted her knees together because wherever the baby was, it was already tucked up between her bladder and lungs or something and didn't need to get pushed out of the way to make room for her legs. It looked really weird. Her body looked like a cosplay of Homer Simpson, not a pregnant woman. And I know someone else who could barely sit comfortably without reclining slightly back because her bump was like stuffing a beach ball up her shirt. It was big, it was low, and it did not move her legs. Pregnant women carry differently, but the one thing they all have in common is they can't just suck their baby and amniotic fluid, etc., in like it's a bit of a fat tummy. If they have a big, low bump, they aren't getting it to move to make space for their legs and knees together squat. And they don't have a bump that alternates between high and low. And I know most pregnant people have swollen hands and feet around week 36. Their feet look like they're toasting bread, and their hands feel weird because they're swollen. I describe it as carpal tunnel. This photo shows that Meghan's hand is not swollen during pregnancy. Her wedding ring is loose and off to one side. I wonder how she can do that. I don't know about surrogacy, but I do firmly believe Meghan had fake bumps. Whether it was to pretend to be pregnant, have a perfect shaped bump because she wanted to show early and had to keep it growing in size, or because she barely had one, I don't know. But the size changes, ability to move and position changes don't happen to natural baby bumps. This certainly puts the pregnancy thing right there in the surrogate column. She can't get any of her clothing correct, and the same goes for that moon bumps. The woman must not be able to see or she never looks in the mirror. What an absolute hot mess. I'm sure someone or a lot of someone knows something. The manufacturer who shipped them? Who packed them for trips? Cleaned them? Dressed her? Is this why she didn't want any of the persons to help offered to her by Catherine, Camilla, or the Queen? Drove her to the doctor. Saw her up close often, getting in and out of the car. Plain? I'm not even talking about details at the hospital. Just daily interactions with prepping for an outing and the outing itself. There are volumes of interactions and information we are not privy to. Whatever her reason was, I don't understand why she couldn't at least do it well. I don't know if she thinks she's smarter than everyone or she's better than everyone, so the rules don't apply. It's just, I don't know, pathetic in a way. If she's going to try to con us, do more than just half-ass it. Our brain isn't just for looks. It works. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I know she didn't give a damn. Just because reporters can't ask her about it doesn't mean she pulled it off. An additional problem, Meghan, the forever victim in the Netflix mockumentary. She said, "When I was in the UK, I rarely wore color. I wore a lot of muted tones. I also wore it so I could just blend in. I'm not trying to stand out here. I don't want to embarrass the family." Nothing she says makes sense. This woman had a colorful wardrobe in the UK compared to her beige mess today. She wore color for royal engagements where she likely was told to take advice even if they couldn't force her to get tailoring, and neutral for personal or family events. She would do anything to stand out. It is her entire purpose, to be noticed. She just doesn't like it when she is seen and it's reported on honestly. The lying grifter just opens her mouth and more drivel, lies, and poor me fall out. She has veered from victor to victim depending on the audience. I think she thinks she's smarter than everyone. She's manipulative. When she was a small-time actress, aspiring actress, or college student, she could easily rewrite her script and talk people into seeing things her way. When it's he said, she said, manipulative people win until someone sees through them. And usually the manipulative person can just get the dissenter ostracized. She never needed a good con. She just had to convince people she knew that it was the other person who was wrong. Now that she has more of a platform, she's still behaving the same, but it doesn't work the same. Her Oprah interview is there for anyone to reference. So is her engagement interview, and so are a lot of things. Her situation changed, but she didn't. It is pathetic in a way. She's not stupid. She's not insanely smart either, but instead of applying intelligence and work ethic, she gets the attention for stuff like being a new royal wanting to hit the ground running but barely even manages to hit the ground despite it being impossible to miss. Or get attention for a mega deal with Netflix and then do nothing. She lives for the spotlight and accolades but moves to the next spotlight without doing anything with the ones she has, which got Spotify annoyed at her. She got the big media announcement, considered it was a success, and moved on. She wasn't conning Spotify. She thought she was smarter than everyone and a major podcast was her due, but doing it was beyond her. So, she moved on and expected everyone else to, but unlike when she was unknown, she can't just brush it off as someone giving misinformation and manipulate people into believing her and move on. There's a reason Harry suddenly started talking about media misinformation, and he's not entirely wrong, but he's right like a broken clock is right twice a day. He's still on the Meghan is right manipulated side where it doesn't need to pass scrutiny because her persuasion overrides scrutiny. Therefore, everyone else is wrong. I have a family member like Meghan. I once told their father she has an uncanny ability to override people's good sense, and he agreed. I don't think Harry had much good sense to be overridden, so he's firmly on the media is wrong even if they quote Meghan verbatim, but she says they're wrong side. And so too are Sugars. Meghan doesn't know what to do if people aren't on that side, so falls back to the tried and trusted didn't happen, and doesn't understand why you can't get deals based on being a duchess married to the son, if not heir of the future or current king, and not make didn't happen work universally when nearly everything public is documented. It always worked before. Finally, I think these are just images that people need to keep posting. Just like the Birkenhead ones, sometimes posts are pics of her standing in a dress talking about her gait, or how skinny her legs were during that time. No, those could be just about any excuse. All women carry differently, but ones like this, it's her deception and faux pregnancy. Reflecting on the issues we have just discussed, I believe it opens up many fascinating perspectives and deepens our understanding. Your opinions are extremely valuable as they enrich our discussions and help us approach topics from many different angles. So, do you like the topic I brought you today? If so, type OK. And if you don't like it, that's okay. But please leave me a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this video because your support is a strong motivation for us to continue to improve and provide deeper content. Thank you, and I look forward to our next meeting. Take care.